I'm back. I'm biased, I'm bothered, and I am always unfiltered. If you are easily offended, this is not the place for you. But you still haven't managed to worthy up. Not to worry, let's get into this mess.
After that high, and then you get that high, and a half an hour later you get that low. And then the rest of the time you're waiting for the next hit.
Christine Brown has just given an interview, and I thought we would just talk about some of the things that she has said. So, in regards to her addiction, we found out in the book she had surgery, she got on the ACL, and she was taking a tablet called Oxycontin. So, apparently, this addiction lasted for 4 weeks. I don't know why, but that surprised me because I thought an addiction would be, I don't know, much longer than that. But for Christine, it lasted 4 weeks. She eventually got off the tablets when Cody took the kids, which will be coming up soon in our recap. When Cody took the kids on holiday, I believe it's to the beach. So she just detoxed over the weekend, watching, of course, Pretty Woman. Very, very Christine. The interviewer did ask Christine if she had spoken to Cody, like, does he know about the book? Apparently she didn't, and I absolutely and utterly love that for him. I really do. So he's learning all this information as we are learning all this information. Oh my goodness. Do you know, I reckon the camera crew should be there when he is reading that book. Also, they better have a defibrillator on hand because this guy is about to lose his mind. I found this part very interesting because she does say that there was a 10-year part of their marriage that was actually very good. What 10 years is she talking about? I really do want to know that because altogether, okay, when the family had been together before Robin came in, it was 16 years. They had been married for like 26 years. So is she talking about the 10 years prior to Robin coming in? I think she probably is. I know it wasn't great, but she is describing it as good. So that's her words, and I hope that she feels that way about her marriage. But I also believe she's talking about her time period with Cody prior to Robin ever coming into their family and well destroying it basically. She also says that she didn't even realize that she was being manipulated, but that sometimes she would watch the show back and then she would see like just how manipulative Cody was. I thought that was wild because like she lives with this guy, like she's married to this guy and has children with him. But it's only like watching back the show that she was able to see like the manipulation. I know we don't all have that in our life, like we don't all have a camera crew following us around, but it just goes to show like how easily manipulative people can just pull the wool over your eyes and make you think that everything is fine. And that's something that Christine says, right? She would always just say, oh, it's fine, it's fine. She would just kind of go along with things to keep the peace. I think it's so interesting. I also really do believe that Christine is an inspiration for women. And I know people are reading this book or listening to this book and they really are knocking her for like a lot of things that she has said or done. I don't feel that way at all. I feel the polar opposite actually. I think she's absolutely fantastic. I think she is so brave. And for anybody who is knocking her down, take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, what the hell are you doing? Like this woman has come out and she's bearing her soul to us. We have seen her like on TV being humiliated, being absolutely and utterly emotionally destroyed. And she's telling us all about it. I think we should be uplifting her and not like, knocking her down at all. That's how I feel about it anyway. She also talks about the therapist. Now, I know we have all assumed that she went through a great deal of therapy before she left Cody. Now, she's not mentioning the therapist specifically because I know that they've had a couple, but she is referring to the therapist in Las Vegas, the therapist that they all went to. I thought that that was so interesting. She said that they all went as a family and that she went individually. So she was contacting this therapist and telling this person like what she wanted. And when the therapist asked her, like, what is it that you want in a partner? And like she basically wrote everything down. She realized that Cody was none of those things, none of those things at all. But I want to know how Cody Brown feels about this therapist now because I believe her name is Nancy. Like I believe we meet her in the show. What the hell is Cody saying to this woman now? And can we get cameras on that too? She also talks about the family finances. So apparently she just went along with a lot of things, as we know that she does. But she does say that her needs were met, like and the kids' needs were met. So as long as that was okay, she didn't really have a say or didn't really have a care with what was happening with the other money. Oh, now they were getting a lot of money, okay? Because don't forget, these people are on a TLC show, okay? So they were getting plenty of money. So it sounds like Christine was just kind of getting like her basic needs met, and so are the kids. And who the hell knows like what else was happening with that money? Well, I think we all know now. But I don't even think they realized it back then. I don't even think they realized how much Cody and Robin were actually screwing them over, like financially. She does refer to the sex life of the family, but she doesn't go into detail. And she says that, yeah, in the book, she just went straight in with it. She knew that that's what people, were curious about. But I also remember in the original book, they did actually talk about it then, like because they could hear the other person, obviously, like they lived in a house together, so they could hear like Cody with one of the other wives, like, banging away. But she does say that she was raised in such a way and her family was set up in such a way that she wanted like the sister wives to have like a proper relationship with Cody. Oh, I know, all the weirdness, all the weirdness. But remember, okay, that these people did actually share a trailer at one time. Yes, they did. We found that out like in the original book that they all wrote together, which was crap, by the way, but there were some juicy nuggets in it. She also talks about the religion and how she was raised, which which just sounds so bizarre to me because I know that her father, like and her grandfather, were very important in this religion. So these people are taught like you just endure and that when you're dead, basically everything will be grand. But I can understand somewhat, okay? I can understand if you have a son, this would be a great religion for them to be in because, well, they're going to be treated like a king. But how on earth does a man encourage his daughter to become part of this religion? That is just mind boggling to me. It really is. I know she's close to her father, and she also seems like she's close to her, or was close to her grandfather. But how the hell could these men encourage this woman? Well, she was a kid at the time, and so are like her sisters. How could they be encouraging these kids to live this life when they know they're going to be treated like absolute and utter shy? I just don't understand it at all. I really don't. I'm so glad that she has walked away from this entire religion, which just sounds bizarre to me. But I am so glad that she has found her worth and just left all that shenanigans behind. She also touches on the fact that Cody was apparently never attracted to her and that he told her that like 20 years into their marriage. But he didn't tell her 20 years into the marriage because if we remember, he told her back in season one, like during a tell all, okay, one of the specials with Natalie Morales. He talks like about when they had written the book, he talks like about the nachos. This man he is so disgusting. He has always been so disgusting to this woman. But I have my thoughts about this, like not attracted to her. And I actually think that stems from, well, I think it stems from Robin because she didn't even know about that Nacho story, okay? She didn't know anything about it until the book. And they only wrote the book when Robin came into the family. Now, bear in mind, they had been together at that stage as a family for 16 years before Robin entered the picture. So why did he not tell her prior to that? Like it doesn't make any sense. Why is it only after Robin came into the family that he told her? I don't even think I believe that. Maybe he wasn't attracted to her, okay? Maybe he just wanted another wife. But he had at least kept those thoughts to himself. But then suddenly Robin joins this family. They're writing this book and then like, oh, he just tells her. I firmly believe that he did that because Robin was incredibly jealous of Christine. I have always believed that actually. And well, I'm not changing my mind because I still do believe it. She also talks about the show and she says that she cannot believe like that they're on season 20. Neither can I, because this family was incredibly boring like for the majority of this show. Anyway, she's asked about Cody like talking about getting a new wife. She says that she has no idea about it. Now, this is what I'm thinking, okay? She has just released a book. Cody is doing his apology tour, like, special forces and everything. So I think this may be the last season of the show. I think that, but I don't know. Anyway, is this a ploy by Cody to keep this show going? So like TLC will follow them as he is trying to get another wife. I don't care if it's a ploy for the show, okay? Because this man, Cody Brown, okay, is such an absolute and utter gobshite that he would actually fall for another woman. He really, really would. Do you know what? We could even get a 90-day fiance international situation. No, I could not bear to have Cody Brown touch me, okay? I couldn't. Like, No, I couldn't. But I am willing to sacrifice my sister, okay? I am. And she could be his wife. Oh my God, can you imagine? Oh, I would be part of the wreath my dreams would come true. They really would. Anyway, she is talking about that, but she's not saying that it's like the last season. She's not saying that, so I'm not sure. Hopefully it's not. And I am also hoping that we will get another sister wife, even if it's made up crap. Because I know Cody. I know he will fall in love with somebody else, hopefully my sister. She does also talk about the new season and Cody's apology to everybody. Now, she is just shocked by this, okay? She doesn't say whether she accepted it or not, but I'm assuming that she didn't because she also says, go and apologize to your kids and then I will accept your apology. So I'm assuming that means we're getting a lot of spoilers. I'm assuming that means that in the season 20 that's coming up, she's not going to accept this apology to him. Oh, so obviously, even at this stage, he still not has reached out to the kids. He hasn't apologized to them after everything. This man still not has not apologized like to the children, which is just all the way messed up, all the way. She does also talk about why she has kept Brown in her name, and I do understand this because the kids are called Brown, like their surname is Brown, and like Truly is only a teenager at this stage, but apparently, okay, Truly said to Christine, like you can't change your name because we'd be going through the airport and I'd be saying stranger danger because you will have a different name to me, which does sound very Truly actually. Anyway, that is why she kept her name. I'm sure, like, her branding and her social media has an awful lot to do with it too. Because we don't know her as Christine Woolley. We do actually know her as Christine Brown, but she explains that's why she kept her name anyway. According to Christine, also, it was David who picked out the clothes for the cover of her book, like her red jacket. And I am actually kind of surprised by that, but kind of not surprised by that. Also, I love Christine, okay? I do. I love this woman. I want her to get a stylist other than David Woolley. Although I love him too, okay? I do see the way he dresses, and yeah, our girl needs a stylist, okay? She's on that tier now. She is on that level. Anyway, this was an interview with Christine Brown Woolley, by the way. And this was done with Access Hollywood, which I will link below. I hope you're all having a great day. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.